right, part 3, Jumpstart January. POV, points of view, with my friend Joyce.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to finish this last segment. We got a 2-hour trip. We've been bringing you guys along with us. We've been having a lot of fun. And just in case you want to know what I'm really like, this is what I'm really like. Like, when my friend Joyce and I get together, we giggle a lot and we talk about cool stuff. And you're just kind of being in the back seat with us as we're clowning.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Pretty much it.
Yep.
So let me just talk about Joyce for a second. Like she ain't in the room or something. So my friend Joyce, how long have we been friends?
Oh man, has it been over 10 now?
I think so.
Yeah, it's over 10. It's been a while.
Joyce is my military friend.
Yes.
My best friend. And you know, she tolerates me and I appreciate that. You know, we're like Oprah and Gail. And we've done more road trips than Oprah and Gail.
Yes, we have.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we have. Yeah. So we spent a lot of time. She's getting ready to retire.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep, in February. How many years in?
33.
33. You can give her a little salute. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I bowed out 5 years ago.
Yes, you did.
We're 23 years in, but I'm still retired.
Yes.
I'm getting my pay.
Yes.
So I'm getting my benefits.
That's right.
So
All that matters.
so this is my military friend, my road dog, and we're just having fun. We're just doing what we do when we get together.
Yes, indeed. Woo!
We laugh a lot.
Yes.
So okay, so we have a little bit of a disagreement out of love.
Yes.
Out of love.
Yes.
We have a little bit of disagreement because I think, like I said in my video, I think she has valid messages. But for a woman of a particular age,
My Janet.
yes,
Okay.
a woman of a particular age, I was really surprised with the way she presented her points. Because, okay, now, I saw the look on your face when she started talking.
Because I didn't recognize her.
Oh.
But then, and then it was only the part when she did that clapping part that my daughter does when she's talking crazy. But I just have to take it away.
Okay, we're going to separate the messenger and focus on the message.
Right. And I just say the whole message, in a whole, for me, not the whole message, but she did point out a lot of valid points to it. So
Now, this is why I say I still think she's a little salty. I think she's a little salty because she is still holding him begrudgingly to something that happened to her account 27 years ago.
Yes.
Do the math.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody doesn't know Janet Hubert's background, she was the star. She was initially the star of the show. And she was the name, okay? And she came from a theater background, and back up until, I would say up until the writers' strike, okay, which was in the late 90s, early 2000s, okay? Theater was its own, like theater and TV didn't even mix. They didn't cohabitate. They didn't even mingle, okay? The theater was the theater, TV was TV, and everybody was trying to get to the promised land of movies.
Yes.
Okay? That has done a total 180 now.
Yes.
Okay?
And then back then too, theater people thought they were better than TV people as well.
Because I'm from the theater.
Right. We have to do our things
right. So, you know, and again, I mean, no offense. I mean, I've done theater. It is its own other animal. The things that you do in theater in front of a live audience,
right.
you have to change when that is so creepy. Did you see that? They're not real people. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna shake that off. So she came in and she was the star. Will Smith was not an accomplished actor, and again, when you see the first season, he didn't know anything about acting. He would memorize the whole script.
Yes.
And he would be mouthing someone else's lines so he could know when he had to come in. Okay, so you're talking about someone who is 21 years old, doesn't have a clue about acting, much less the business, and then you're going to set him to
High standard.
to some standard that you need to negotiate. What if he said, my thing is my thing and your deal is your deal? That sounds like someone who's 20 or 21.
Yes.
And not to mention managers and all that stuff said, listen, you got it good. If she wants to do it, she can negotiate. You don't think somebody told him that? I'm just saying, I don't want to be held to something that I did in my 20s.
Right.
Work. Can you imagine someone coming to you, some senior master sergeant or old retired chief coming to you saying about he didn't get some kind of project or something because of something you did when you were 21 and clueless? Come on. That's why I'm saying I think she's a little salty. She didn't have to put it. Now she could have rolled it out and said, you know what? There have been times in your career when you could have made a difference and you chose not to. Then we could have all read in between the lines, but would have had people guessing.
Right.
And then want to, I'm just saying, if that's her truth and she says she's not bitter, okay. I mean, okay. But I'm just saying she didn't have to, because here, just like you think it's shaky ground for Jada,
right?
To me, Janet's viewpoint is on shaky ground because she made it all about Will. At that last point, like everything was dismissed.
Yeah, I
she
give
talked
you that
about
when
that.
Well, when she came and said, "Hey, doesn't he have a voice of his own? Can he talk for himself?" I'll give you that. But again, I'm not looking.
Wait a minute, don't you think? Is it possible? Let's just put it this way, because we all seen Will and Jada's marriage play out.
Yes.
Do you think it's possible that they had a conversation, like as Wendy says, some kitchen table talk?
Oh, sure.
And she said, "Baby,
This ain't right.
Baby, let me take the fall, but I've got to do this." Do you think that maybe he already spoke what he had to say, and then she said, "But I'm gonna do it anyway"?
Right.
So that's unfair to say that about Will.
I agree with that. On that part of it, I do agree with that. I do agree that she didn't have to come up there. She didn't have to say it like that. And I do think that she probably has a touch of bitterness. But I still say that the message in itself was a good message.
It was a good message.
You know what I'm saying? That there's a lot of other stuff. And unfortunately, I kind of agree with the message about how they should have picked another battle. And I don't know. I don't know.
See, I guess it's the military in me. I'm all about going stealth. Like, my thing is, for me, I'm just saying, this is me. And this is why I'm saying that I would not boycott the Oscars.
Okay, so you're talking about Jada now. Okay.
Yeah, like me, I'm all about the stealth. You know me, okay? Nobody would even be knowing what I was doing.
Nope.
No one would know what I was doing. I would just be like, I'd be like, shaking hands and kissing babies and doing what I have to do, and then behind the scenes,
yes,
I'm doing deals. I'm doing deals. I'm rallying the troops.
Yes,
I'm getting the A-listers and like, listen, we could do we could have our own revolution.
Yes.
And like, this is what we need to do. And then nobody, and then everybody would be in agreement. We're not saying anything. And then,
right.
and then when it's ready and things are in places and you rolling stuff, you rolling stuff out in people don't know who's doing what. You don't even have to put, there's some, when you're doing SAG, you got to put your name behind things if you're executive producing and stuff.
Right.
But I would be rolling stuff out and people be like, where did this come from?
And that's what I think Jada should have done. I don't think that she should have called,
and then
because nobody's going to take it for what it is. They're all going to see it as just like they see. Because
Janet is right. They don't care.
Right.
They only care what sells. They only care what is marketable. But you can set the tone and you can change what can happen.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I say part of Janet's, even though we know where it's coming from, but what she spoke, the words that actually came out of her mouth were valid words, and valid as far as, you could have done this a different way. You know that nobody gives a care about it. You know that it's not going to make a change. You know that they're not going to boycott it. So you could have found a different way, a different avenue to get this taken care of.
And be seen and be heard.
Exactly.
And then let people know this is the content.
Right.
And then buy in, okay? And then buy in. Okay, then folks who are folks like me and you who are movie watchers
Yes.
gotta buy in. They gotta buy in. Because I mean, that all sounds good, but if the masses don't buy in and doesn't
matter.
flock to the theaters,
Yes.
it doesn't matter how much money and how many great directors and who you got on the you know.
Because now Will and Jada both are probably on that block where, you know, that they're probably not going to get, they're going to be angry at them. So now, you know, they're not going to get.
And who would work? You think who's going to work with them? Are they like, you know, guilt by association?
Exactly.
Would actors want to work with them after they've said
And
that?
even though no matter whether or not they were right or whatever they said, the whole thing, I would have went to the Oscars. I would have did what I needed to do, and now we've been plotting. I would have been plotting what I needed to do to get back where I needed to be. Because they would have never got that. They would have never known how pissed I was.
Was it Tim Robbins?
Yes.
He got banned.
Yes.
Because he went to the Oscars, and then he did this whole political thing, and then it was like drop the mic, and he got banned from he's not at the Oscars. Now Susan, and she's just as passionate.
Yes.
You know,
she does it a whole different way.
She does it a whole different way. So I don't know. Maybe I think.
But you know,
I think we're on the same
Will
page.
and Jada, yeah, they're just two opposites. You know what I mean? Because that's what makes their relationship and their marriage work. Is that she has her way of doing things, and he has their way of doing things, and it works for them. But I think that this and the decision that she made to come out there and call for that, I don't think that was a good decision. I don't think that that's the way that she should have played it. I think that she should have known better, being in Hollywood and know how it works.
Because folks hold grudges.
Yes, they do. And you may not, and you know how they always say, you know, you want to know who your enemies are. Look, I would have been just like them. I would have been smiling and patting and doing whatever I needed to do to get the information that I needed to get to where I wanted to be. There was no way I would have came out there and did this and let them know how angry I was.
Cut your nose to spite your face.
Hello.
Okay.
There you go. That's my mama through and through right there, man. Seriously. Because they do it to us all the time. And I'm just saying people as a whole. You know, that everybody's got their ulterior motives on everything that they do on some level.
Well, listen, I hope, listen, and again, I stand in your truth. I do believe, and be everybody, anybody who has been anybody who has had to stand on their truth,
yes,
and or has taken a stand, sometimes end up feeling like they're standing alone. So, you know, I hope for her sake and her family's sake and livelihood that they're ready and prepared for the potential possible backlash, you know, because I think there are going to be people that are going to be turned off by it.
Yes.
And be okay with that. Yep. Because if you look like you're going to go with your tail between your legs and come back pedaling,
yep,
that is no way.
Now they gotta stand fast.
Your credibility is going to be ruined.
Yep. So now, regardless of what may happen, now they got to stand fast behind that.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's in part two to take the doggone limelight off her son. Personally.
Okay.
I have to throw that in there. Okay, because let's talk about that, Janet. Okay, your son's wearing dresses. Okay, and getting paid to do it. That's just my truth. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, this was points of view.
But yeah, I think that's part of it too, because I don't understand that aspect either. Free spirit, free reign, free whatever you want to do. So,
you know, they're trying to go to, the unisex bathroom. So I guess unisex clothes. You know, I'm telling you. So I'm going to end with this.
Okay.
Because I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this before. It's like Star Trek. Like everything's coming out. You know? I mean, if you're a Trekkie, you know, like all of these different universes, and like everybody or the species, it doesn't have a sex. You know, it's just one sex, and there's no male or female. Like that's all
like
getting. I don't want to say that. No. but that whole gender identity is starting to get washed out, and you see how that plays out in Star Trek and sci-fi stuff.
That is true.
And I just feel like we're getting closer to it in our lifetime than we probably ever thought that we would have seen being kids watching it on TV. I think it's coming closer to that.
I guess because we got Caitlin too. So
we're gonna end the segment. Points of view. We're at 14 minutes and 39 seconds. Tell me what you think. I expect the comments to be blowing up. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Bye.